Hello and welcome to another Technique Tuesday Truth. Yes, it's Tuesday, folks. So what do I hope to do here? Well, I hope to unravel a few of the mysteries and maybe dispel a few of the myths surrounding vocal technique for singers. My name is Gillian Gingell Wormley and I've been doing this job teaching singers how to sing for about, well, in excess of 35 years, I would say. Lots of experience. And so what's our subject today? Well, it's the most common one, the one that everyone really does. Well, actually, there are quite a few common ones, but this one is the one that I think needs addressing, okay? Because everyone worries about airflow, how much breath you have to last in a phrase. And if you're aware of my playlists, my vocal technique facts, the basics, and my vocal warm-up basics, there are two playlists, you'll hear me talk about a breathing exercise, you'll hear me talk about inhalation, you'll hear me talk about one gesture, you'll hear me talk about the expansion of the lower ribs and things like that. Okay, the most common of the questions I'm asked about breathing is, how do I make my breath last? I constantly run out of air. How do I get more breath in? Well, basically, you've got to practice. And like I said before, you have to be patient. Let's just deal with a basic fact. Okay, you only take breath into your lungs. That's the only place that your breath can go to. Okay, so when you see or hear or read anything about breathing into your belly, or deep breathing from the diaphragm, well, that's a bit of a play on words. Basically, the air just goes into your lungs and that's it. Now, there are many different moving parts and components that play their own part in that whole sequence of events. Get that scientific fact into your head, okay? All the time you breathe in, you're going to have air coming back out. That's the way it works, okay? So no amount of stockpiling breath is really going to help you with your expiration of air, how you expel the air as you sing on that breath. And it does take practice. It's probably one of the most elusive parts of the vocal basics that I talk about all the time, the 5 essential vocal basics. It's probably the most elusive. It's the one that psychologically, when you are preparing to sing, it's the thing you'll often worry about the most, especially if you're feeling a little bit under duress, a little bit inexperienced maybe, or maybe you're aware of a few issues coming in the song you're preparing to sing, and breathing is one of the things that comes to mind first of all. All right, now there's an unequivocal fact that if you focus on the out breath when you sing, the in breath will be just a no-brainer. Okay, so when we do the breathing exercise, for example, imagining that you've got your postural alignment sorted out and you're not standing in a rigid way, but you're standing and your body is ready for work. The first thing you want to do when you're thinking about building up those breathing skills is getting rid of any air that you have, residual air that you already have in your body. Okay, so I would encourage singers, especially if they're new to my work and the way that I work, encourage them to get used to that feeling of that muscular contraction when you've really run out of all the air you have, like now. And it's in that moment of muscular release of that contraction, which is all happening down in your abdomen, that you can feel through an open throat the air being sucked in. Just let me read you a little tiny bit from one of my blog posts. It's on my laptop just down here. It's basically a top tip, a vocal top tip. And you need to think about the logic behind this, and then we'll have a little go at the breathing exercise. Okay, so top tip, where there is expiration, like I'm talking on my air, inspiration, taking air back in, must follow because we need it. Okay, now very often in singing, you'll be focusing on the air you need to come back in. Will you have enough? But very little thought is given to the air that you're singing on is really the trigger for the air you're going to take back in. So let's have a go at this breathing exercise, okay? It's one that's very popular. The sound I'm going to ask you to make for the exhalation is, if you see it written down, it's a TZS. You need that kind of t element of it, because you want to have some feeling in the body of resistance. So just try a few short, sharp tss, 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 and notice what you can feel. Can you feel your body in your abdomen responding to you mentally thinking tss, tss, tss? Okay, we call that resistance. Tss, tss, tss. I can feel the muscles. Let's not get into too much detail here. I want you to focus on what breath in and out really means. Okay, so let me explain the exercise now. Okay, so very important. Number one is that you get rid of any air you already have in your lungs. Blow it away until you've got nothing left, and you'll feel ready and you need a breath in. So let me just give you an example. You can try it with me. Okay, so here we go. Just getting ready. This is our prep. This is our prep. So hold air out. You can feel the air leaving, getting to a point of no breath left. Feel that contraction down there. Let the air in. Now, what you should feel as you allow that springboard action, that like a natural sponge that you've squished tight in your fist, and as you let the air in, it goes. You should feel an expansion in your lower back. It's not one you have to put there. It's an ordinary natural response to the air going in. Okay, now this could be where the idea of breathing from your diaphragm, breathing from your back, breathing from your belly comes from. But in actual scientific fact, you can't breathe from those places. The only place the air can really go to is ideally the lowest part of your lungs. The lowest. Okay, so now this breathing exercise, let's get back to it. So we've prepared. Hold air out, you've got nothing left, you feel that contraction, and then you allow the air in. Open throat. And then you do for as long as you can until you feel you can't go anymore, but you don't let go of that contraction. You wait. And then you repeat right to the very end. And when you get to the end this time, you don't do anything except hold that poise and then release it so that nobody can see that you've allowed the air in. Now that's a very rudimentary go through the exercise, okay? And if you didn't get or hear the sound I was making, it definitely is like a pressure cooker sound. That's what gets the reaction in the body. Okay, and this is the secret tip, is that it's such a basic exercise. Children can do it, right? But the important thing is when you're doing the exercise, it has to be just twice through. You prepare, you get rid of all the extraneous air, you allow through an open throat the air to be sucked back in a singery, lovely, joyful sort of way. And then you exhale through a TZS the first time to the point of, I can't do this anymore. And it's the middle breath, that is more likely to be the one that is helpful in the learning and the feeling of what's going on in your body. Okay, now I will put links to relevant information for you. First in line is a PDF document which I've made available to anybody who wants to know. These are accompaniment notes to go along with your basic 5 essentials as you're learning, or you are revising, or you are rethinking how you're doing the singing thing. So I'll put that link below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying the work that I'm putting out there, because over the coming year I intend to keep doing this more and more and more to help singers really get to know how it feels to sing well, and most importantly, to look after that voice that you have. Singing is about understanding the feeling of what is going on from the inside and the knowledge to know what to do with it. That's basically it. There is no magic wand, and the biggest ingredient, I suppose, of all of the, what you need is patience, tenacity, keep doing the thing. All right, and that's the only way you're going to make progress. Okay, and I guess the only other thing would be joining a mentoring group. Okay, and I do have one of those as well, and I can link to that below this video, and you could have a look if you wanted to. All right, we've been going for about 5 years now, and interestingly, we worked all through the lockdown, all through the uncertainty for singers. We were able to continue our work because, of course, all the work we were doing was on screen from home, and we're so grateful that we were able to do that. And so now here I've got a backlog of loads of videos I could share here on the YouTube channel, but you'll need to subscribe and keep those comments coming. I'd love to know from your point of view, what are your vocal pain points? What do you need help with? Okay, that's it for today. More next week, Technique Tuesday. Okay, bye for now.